So yes, thanks to a recent data mine of Fallout 76, we've got a ton of brand new details about the game. Look at that explosion. That is absolutely insane. It's like a mini nuke just went off and the super mutant went flying. But anyway, yeah, tons of new information revealed by a user named Confidence Cat, who again data mined the hell out of Fallout 76 and discovered some really cool stuff, including brand new perks, all new details about mutations, and much more, guys. This is going to be a very big video once again, so smack that like button if you are hyped for Fallout 76, and it also helps out the video and the channel here. But welcome back, my fellow Vault Dwellers and Wasteland Wanderers, to open world games. We've got a lot to dive into right now, so let us do this. So just a note about this data mine, of course, some of this stuff might not make it into the final build of the game, so please keep that in mind. That's super important to remember, but I do think the majority of the perk cards that I am going to be talking about in this video will make it into the game in some way, at least eventually, but maybe all of them will make it in the game at launch as well. Alright, so first of all, this is definitely interesting, and this was, data mined in Fallout 76. These were the loading screen tips. So these were the text tips that you get between loading screens when you are loading into the world or fast traveling or something like that. You get these tips here that give indication as to some of the gameplay features we could be expecting. But one of them said this, says Team Deathmatch is timed. The highest scoring team within the time limit, or the first team to score 50 points, wins. That's definitely interesting. This could be tied to an event. Not too sure if Team Deathmatch would actually make it into the game or not, but they also say this right here. They say, eliminate enemy players to score points and bring victory for your side in Team Deathmatch. Then also says this about Team Deathmatch. The arenas for Team Deathmatch are randomly picked from one of the many locations within Appalachia. I'm like, what is going on? So we'll see about that. That's why I kind of warned you guys about this data mining stuff. It was found in the files of Fallout 76, so just keep that in mind. But we'll see if it ends up in the final game or not. That's very interesting. Now, it does mention quick play options as well for PvE sessions. So they do say this: each quick play PvE session features an event that you and your team are tasked with completing. And it goes on to say, quick play PvE matches you with other players ready to face the challenges of Appalachia as a team. So there might be quick match options in the game as well. So you can just go into a menu, I guess like Destiny, and get straight into what you want to actually do. But let's also talk a little bit about mutations as well. We did talk a little bit about in yesterday's video about how you can actually find a shop in the world and actually buy mutation serums. They actually mentioned that taking a mutation serum will instantly grant you that mutation. Then they also say serums, also both suppress the negative effects and increase the positive effects of that mutation for a limited time. So you could see how invaluable that could definitely be for sure. Now, also, we have some brand new perks to talk about. I know you guys are extremely curious to see what else is hidden within this game. So, yeah, let's talk about it. So, the first perk that was mentioned is Lucky Break. It says, slight chance your equipped armor will repair itself when struck. And, of course, you can upgrade that as well. Then we have Ghoulish Radiation now regenerates your lost health. Dry Nurse Charisma. It says you have a 50% chance to keep your stim pack when you revive another player. And then Fire in the Hole is described as this: seeing an throwing arc when tossing thrown weapons, and they fly 15% further. You can upgrade that all the way up to making them fly 50% further as well. So if you want to be an expert with the grenades, you can go for it. We actually had a guy in our group, I think it was Silver, who was really tossing those grenades and really doing some damage in that way. He had so many grenades. But yeah, next up we have Fireproof Endurance. It says immediately gain plus 20 fire resistance. You can upgrade that all the way up to plus 60. Night Eye says gain night vision while seeking between while sneaking, between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. And then the Animal Friend perk allows you to aim your gun at animals and attempt to pacify them. So it sounds like that could also be a thing in Fallout 76, kind of having, I guess you would say, like a temporary companion there. Now it says Robotics Expert, hack an enemy robot for a 25% chance to pacify it as well. And then you can upgrade that all the way up to a 75% chance. So that's pretty cool there as well. Now also we have Strong Back. It says gain plus 10 to your carry weight. Goes all the way up to plus 40. And then Sunkissed says this, slowly regen radiation damage between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and quickly regen radiation damage between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So that one could be very good for you as well. Then Storm Chaser, gain health regeneration while outside during rain or rad storm. So rad storms do appear to be a thing in this game. And then Critical Savvy says critical hits now only consume 85% of your critical meter, and then you can reduce that to 55% as well. Last Laugh has you always dropping a live grenade from your inventory when you are downed. And then the Home Defense perk allows you to craft standard traps and turrets. And you can equip the Rad Sponge perk. And whenever you take radiation damage, you remove radiation damage from your teammates. That sounds like it's definitely going to be under Charisma in my opinion. So that's another one that you can grab. Let me know if anyone is actually going to focus on Charisma. Not many people are talking about that. I'm seriously curious if any of you guys are. Now it says equip the Mysterious Savior perk, and an unknown ally will occasionally appear and revive you when you are down. And with the Class Freak perk, the negative effects, of mutations are reduced. And equip the Awareness perk, and you'll see a target's damage resistance when you're in Vats. And the Suppressor perk reduces the damage of any opponent you hit for a short time. Now this one's going to be important. The Travel Agent perk reduces the cost you pay for fast travel. I think that one's going to be something I'll grab eventually, because it would be nice to be able to fast travel without worrying too much about the cost of it. Now, with the Wasteland Whisperer perk equipped, you can aim at various wasteland creatures with your gun and attempt to pacify them. I think we already went over that one, but the Ironclad perk increases the amount of damage resistance you gain for wearing armor. And now we're going to go into a little bit about some of these magazines, bobbleheads, and various items you can find in the world that actually give you temporary bonuses. Some of them are described as long-term temporary bonuses, which is interesting. Kind of an oxymoron there. But it says, finding an issue of Tales from the West Virginia Hills will temporarily give you a unique bonus, like increased damage to a specific type of creature. And then it goes on to say, pew pew, using a collected Vault Boy bobblehead will grant a significant long-term, though temporary, bonus, like an increase to a special attribute. And in the region survivors dubbed the Ash Heap, a thick layer of filthy smoke blankets the area, providing cover for friend or foe alike. And that was one of those tips, again, that pops up on your loading screen. It sounds like you could be especially sneaky in Ash Heap. Now, it says, low on caps, equip the Fortune Finder perk, and you'll receive a directional audio cue when a caps stash is nearby. And the Perceptive Bobble perk will give you a directional audio cue when a bobblehead is nearby as well. Now, some details about some guns. The Gamma Gun deals radiation damage and as such is mainly effective against human opponents. And then it also goes on to say the Alien Blaster is a powerful energy beam weapon that can completely disintegrate enemies. So that sounds like that's going to be making an epic return. And we did roam upon a downed space station in our session, which was really cool. We tried getting into it, but the door was locked. Dang it. Let me know if anyone actually finds a way to get into the downed space station, by the way. Remember, you can submit your clips and stuff like that as well. Now, it says, finding an issue of Live and Love will temporarily give you a unique bonus, like increased health or damage dealt when you're on a team. And then it says, keep prying hands off your stuff. The Locksmith perk allows you to craft locks for your containers. That's pretty cool. And could be kind of fun getting into someone's bases trying to lockpick their stuff as well. And it says, using a collected magazine grants a temporary unique bonus. You can find the same issue multiple times, and each time it's used, will either award the bonus or refresh the timer if it's already active. Now, it says finding an installment of the U.S. Covert Ops Training Manual will temporarily give you a unique bonus, like increased damage resistance while sneaking or increased damage to other players. It seems like it can give you multiple bonuses there. It just kind of splits between the two, depending on what you actually get in the moment. Then it says a handheld catapult might not sound like an effective infantry weapon, but if that catapult launches miniature nuclear bombs, now you're talking. Now also it says, there's nowhere to hide when in Vats. The penetrator perk allows you to target an enemy's body parts that are blocked by cover. And then always running low on action points, it asks, equip the action boy or action girl perks, and you'll regenerate action points faster. I'm always over encumbered. It was something that was an issue. I also noticed it was mentioned on the Reddit and forums. That's kind of an issue. Let me know if you guys think they should up the amount of stuff you can carry. I think it would be kind of nice, to be blunt. So, this is my opinion. Now, it says this. A terrifying, simple idea. The Deathclaw Gauntlet is built from severed arm of its namesake, constructed of thick, hand-wielded steel or aluminum. Metal armor offers additional protection against physical damage. Okay, so that's cool. The Deathclaw Gauntlet definitely sounds very interesting. Now it says, equip the friendly fire perk and teammates will regenerate health whenever you hit them with flame attacks, accidentally or not. And then equip the marathoner perk, and sprinting will consume less action points when you are unarmored. And it does mention that if you find an issue of what's called Scout's Life, it will temporarily give you a unique bonus, such as reduced damage from insects or increased carry weight. And then it says, with anti-epidemic perk, curing a disease will also have a chance to cure a disease on nearby teammates. Again, I think that'll probably end up in the charisma chain of perks that you can grab. Then it says, hate to eat alone, equip the philanthropist perk, and whenever you eat or drink, your teammates will also satisfy a small amount of their thirst and hunger. Again, it sounds like charisma as well. And then it says, finding an issue of Back's Woodsman will temporarily give you a unique bonus, like cheaper weapon crafting or increased healing from cooked food. And then the Tenderizer perk increases all damage your opponent receives after you hit them for a short time. Now, it does mention that you can actually craft remedies for diseases at a cooking station or chemistry station, Without a remedy, a disease will run its course and go away after enough time has passed. The more you know. Also, let's talk about the natural resistance perk. It says it makes you less likely to contract a disease from the environment. So that is really cool as well. Now, there are some additional effects that you can gain from other magazines in the world. I may make a whole standalone video about that. Let me know if you guys want that as well. But they do mention that the vaccinated perk allows you to be less likely to catch a disease from a creature's attack as well. Then the last laugh perks gives you a chance to drop a live grenade. I think I went over that. Yeah, I already went over that, but some really cool stuff here for sure. But this is pretty important to know. It says creatures will sometimes band together in a horde led by a powerful alpha creature. Now, if you defeat that alpha, it will stop this horde from spawning more creatures. So keep that in mind as you play the game as well. But there it is, guys. A look at some of the brand new details that were recently data mined by, let's see what his name was again. Can't remember his name. Confidence Cat. But I will include the full list in the description below if you want to check it out. Had a blast playing the game for sure. Bunch of funny stuff going on. We took some pictures in front of this downed space station, of course. I hope to actually play with you guys down the road as well. Good times throughout the entire experience so far. You know, I think it's better played with people, this Fallout 76, for sure. That's just my opinion. So consider grouping up even with randoms if you are playing it, and maybe you're struggling in solo with the experience. I definitely recommend just trying your best to group up with players every single time you play. But guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to your 2 open world games for more details. I'll keep you up to date about everything happening. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Smack that bell icon. But guys, thanks for watching. And I will see you back in the Wasteland soon enough. Take care.